What was the moment when you knew you could just do this as like a career?
Just always thought it was going to be a hobby, to be honest. And then it's probably when I started making tunes, and then like a couple big DJs, Sub-Zero, Original Sin, started playing my stuff, started properly making beats that people was playing, was probably in lockdown. You know what I mean? So it weren't even really that long ago. Because of lockdown, I lost my job. So I was like, right, cool. This is what I'm just going to go in. I'm just going to go in on music. Like, this is what all I can do. You know what I mean? I can't go and get a job in lockdown. And I was just a bit like, I don't really want someone telling me when I can and can't earn money. You know what I mean? So I was like, right, I'm just going to go in on music, and it worked.
Welcome to A Ravers Guide Podcast, where we give you the inside info on drum and bass scene, house scene, and just the dance music scene. So Ampy, thanks for coming down today. Let's take it all the way back to the start. Where did it all begin for you? Who were your inspirations?
It all began for me like, well, I started as a raver. I'm still a bit of a raver now, to be fair.
Love that.
But yeah, started going raving. I used to live down in Devon, and they used to put on nights in Torquay, quite a lot of nights in Torquay. So I started going out, and I've met this group of lads. So I never used to be into drum and bass.
Oh, really?
Yeah, until I started going out. And then like when I've moved to a different town anyway, and then all the people there was into it, and I was like, oh no, I don't like this. I was playing it in the car and that, you know how it gets.
Yeah.
And then after a while, I feel like with everyone with drum and bass, you listen to it enough, like you start to get it. Do you know what I mean? And then so I started getting into it, and then we started going out raving. And then one of my mates who was into it as well was mixing a bit, and I just started mixing with him, and that's how it all started with the DJing sort of things. But yeah, it was mainly just from raving, and then I was just like, then he was mixing at sort of pre-drinks and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, I like this, and I started getting into it more and more, and then maybe a bit more than him, and then I started mixing on my own and stuff like that. And then it all just stemmed from like pre-drinks and stuff like that. But inspiration-wise, I don't know. I'd say the first sort of people I saw were like Serum and Voltage.
Oh yeah, proper dads to this.
Yeah. Serum and Voltage was the first sort of people I remember seeing at a local night, and then like Logan and Evil at NAS. I'll always say that was the set that like everything just sort of went, oh, I actually really love this. That's what I want to do. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That was the set when I think everyone has the set they watch and they're like, yeah, I want to do that. Do you know what I'm saying? That one for me, it was at NAS Festival. I always remember it. And like they come on, and I don't know what Logan did, but it just went really loud. Yeah, but I don't know, he knows what he's doing with a mixer. Do you know what I'm saying? And like, it just like, I don't know, it touched me in a weird way, and like I was just like, this is what I really want to do. Do you know what I mean?
So what music was you into at the start? You said you didn't start off in drum and bass.
Nah, I always used to like grime. Like grime's not really a thing now. Like people probably turning 18 and stuff now, they probably don't know what grime is that much. It's more like rap and stuff now. But for me, it was like grime, like P Money, JME, Skepta, Stormzy when he was coming through. But it all started with grime, and then I never was into drum and bass until probably about 18, 19. So, wow. Yeah.
Right. You didn't see any of this happening then?
No, not at all.
That and everything. So when did you first get like the first opportunity to start playing at events?
There was a local night, it's called Upsurge, that was down in Torquay at this club called The Foundry, and I used to obviously record some mixes at home, put them on SoundCloud and stuff, and then I had like a mix on private that I would send to like the promoters around the area. Someone told me to do that, I can't remember who it was, told me to do that. Luckily they did, because I sent it to this Upsurge, which is quite a new brand at the time. They knew what they were doing, but they launched like a new brand. And they were like, oh, do you want an opening slot? And obviously I was like, straight away.
Yeah, of course.
And I played opening slot. It was literally just my mates there. But it was mad. It's been a mad journey since, but that was the first time I played out. Literally like about 15 people in there, but I still loved it as much. You know what I mean? It was just sick to play out, and
Oh wow, that's quite impressive. So like, what was the moment when you knew you could just do this as like a career? Like, when did it pop in your head? Like, did it take a while, or did you just knew you was there?
I feel like it never starts as that. I don't know. Like for me, it was just a big hobby, and like I liked mixing with, and my mates like me mixing. Do you know what I mean? I was like, oh, get on the decks. You know what I'm saying? At pre-drinks or parties or whatever. And then I just always thought it was going to be a hobby, to be honest. And then it's probably when I started making tunes, and then like a couple big DJs, Sub-Zero, Original Sin, started playing my stuff.
Oh wow.
That was mad, because like obviously I'd been raving for a while at this point. This is like I'm gonna say like when I started properly making beats that people was playing was probably in lockdown. Do you know what I mean? So it weren't even really that long ago. It's not massively long ago. And I'd say it was weird because I went into lockdown and I was playing my next types and stuff like that in the competition rooms. I was going up. There used to be a lot of things where you could go play for people for free probably, and there's a lot of like smaller acts, local acts, and there used to be a lot of things, and I was just doing loads of that. I was still active. I was going everywhere. I was living in Devon, so it was a mission to anywhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I bet it's quite far away, especially from here, Devon. Like,
yeah. I was doing missions to like London and stuff, and just playing free. I just loved it. Do you know what I mean?
No, it shows your dedication. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
especially if you have it in your minds that you just want to succeed.
Yeah,
Did you do anything to get there? Like,
it weren't even for that. It was just I loved playing out. Do you know what I mean? I was like, this is sick. Like playing out, going to travel places, playing out and stuff like that. For someone from Devon, like that's not really. There's not a lot going on. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I was a bit different. Everyone in Devon sort of stays in Devon. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And I was going to like London. Everyone's like, why are you going all the way there just to play for like an hour or 40 minutes? I'm like, it's worth it though. Do you know what I mean? And you meet people, and what the drum and bass scene's like. You can go on your own and still have a good night. Do you know what I mean? And people will chat to you or whatever. But for it's becoming a career, like I say, before lockdown, there was no money coming in from music, and then after lockdown I had an agent, you know what I mean? I was getting these bookings because I put out so much music in lockdown because I had so much time. I was just making beats, sending them to labels.
Just kicked off
put
on
that
lockdown,
out. You know what I mean? I was getting number one on Juno, number one. I come out and everyone wanted to know who I am. I remember walking into a rave and someone was like, oh, can I have a picture? And I was like, why do you want a picture for? I didn't understand it. Do you know what I mean? It was that dramatic. Two differences, but I think when I come out of lockdown, I was doing it on the side, and then like I was doing it on the side sort of like just at the start of lockdown, during lockdown, and then like it got to a point where in the industry that I worked in for a job, it was like all the work had gone, you know what I mean? There was no job, and so I was quite new at both places and stuff like that. And I went back somewhere and it was all just a bit messy anyway. But because of lockdown, I lost my job. So I was like, right, cool. This is what I'm just going to go in. I'm just going to go in on music. Like, this is all I can do. You know what I mean? I can't go and get a job in lockdown. And I was just a bit like, I don't really want someone telling me when I can and can't earn money. You know what I mean? So I was like, right, I'm just going to go in on music, and it worked.
So what decks were you using in lockdown then?
In lockdown, I was using the XDJ 700s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've always just mixed. Like from when I first got decks, it's like the same like I am with music. You know what I mean? I just do it all the time. When I started making music, the DJing bit sort of like at home, like definitely went down a lot because I was spending so much time on music. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
But I was literally like in lockdown when I made that choice in my head, like I'm just gonna do this. It's like I was making music. I was getting up at like 8. And going to sleep at like 4 in the morning.
Jesus
do you know what I mean?
Christ, yeah.
It's like, I was just literally making music. If I weren't making music, I was making parts to make the music or doing whatever. But it's worked. I remember like when I made the move from Devon to the Midlands where I live now, because obviously for work and going to places, coming down here, you know what I mean? Going up north, I needed to sort of be in a better location. And I was like, I want to move out anyway because my mum can't be bothered listening to me music all the time.
I have that problem.
Yeah, and it coming through the walls or whatever. So I was like, right, I need to move out anyway. I'd never moved out. I lived on my own at this point. So I was like, right. And it was about the same price to move to the Midlands. So I was like, right, cool. I'm just going to make the jump. Do you know what I mean? At the point, I probably couldn't have actually really afforded it. Do you know what I'm saying? So it was a scary move, but luckily it's worked out. But it's been a mad journey since then. Thinking back to then, I was worried if I was going to make the rent. Do you know what I'm saying? And now it's like I can afford and live comfortably there and do my job, and it's a pretty good move, to be fair.
Yeah,
at my age.
Pretty impressive. You've gone from just being a raver to where you are now. Like, I rate
still a raver.
Still always a raver, always a raver. So you've produced some like insane tunes. So like, what would be your favourite, or like, what's one you're going to play in a rave where you just know the crowd is going to go absolutely mental?
There's a few. There's a couple.
You can name a few.
Yeah. There's a couple. I'd definitely say like Out and About recently has been the one. Like I can play that and cut it down, and everyone's saying the lyrics. You know what I mean? Shouts to P on that, because if it weren't for him, that probably wouldn't have happened. You know what I mean? Because I obviously made the beat, but he come with the vocal that worked, and that is very catchy, and people just post out and about on their Instagram or whatever. They might not even be referring to the tune, but if they're a raver, people are going to think they are. Do you know what I'm saying? I think it's become a bit of a thing, which is where he's thought about that and smashed it. So yeah, Out and About is definitely probably my favorite tune I made, because, like I say, because I've come from grime, listening to grime when I was young and stuff like that. I've listened to P for like 10,
I bet,
you know what I mean, 10,
mental
15 years.
him,
yeah. And now I've made a tune with him that's gone off, and yeah, that's probably my favorite one I've made. But there's a couple that have been going down nice recently. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say me and all my mates, we love that tune. It's such a good tune.
Yeah.
And P Money coming on. I think that was probably the best person to come on that tune.
Yeah, 100%, definitely. Like, we was thinking about making a tune for ages, and I was like, yo, I've got this. And he's like, yeah, I can do something with this.
Oh, God.
And I didn't hear anything for a month or something like that. And I was a bit like, oh, no, it's not going to happen. Like, I might just have to do something else with it. And then, like, he just sent me a video, and he was just doing the lyrics, do you know what I mean? Just filming in the studio. And I was like, I just got gassed. But yeah, it seems to have gone down proper well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, very, very well. So, like, obviously, we're just talking about your journey, obviously. Still a raver, of course.
Yeah.
But, like, so what would you give yourself, like, any advice back then to, like, make anything go a bit smoothly? Or anything like that? Or are you just happy with how it's gone?
I'm happy with how it's gone, definitely. But yeah, there's always things you can improve on. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't change the way I am and the way that I've come through. I think I've come through, like, from the roots, or from, like, the, you know what I mean, from the bottom of it. I think that's a good way to come in, because you appreciate things a bit more, and you know what I mean. It's more like, yeah, I think you just value opportunities and certain things that people be like, why are you doing that for that, or why are you doing that for that much, or why are you doing that in that place, or for that person, or why are you playing on this small rave still? It's a bit like, I'm like, mate, I'm not bothered about that. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not bothered about being famous, or, you know what I mean, these things.
You just do it for the love of it.
Yeah. I do love it. Do you know what I mean? And I'm grateful to be in this position right now. But yeah, advice I'd give to myself is maybe, like, just know when to shut up in certain situations.
Really?
And and just think about what you're posting online, because sometimes people, they don't really care, but they don't want to see that stuff. You know what I mean? I used to be a bit raggo online and just write stupid things, thinking that people cared about my opinion on them and stuff like that. Things about music, you know what I mean? When it's subjective to each person, I say, oh, I don't know about this era of music or whatever. I don't like this, don't like that. It's like, no one really cares, mate. You know what I mean? Like, you're better off just have those chats with your friends. You know what I'm saying? And but that's a bit of advice that I know now. But yeah, I wish I sort of knew that at the start. Maybe, maybe people wouldn't view me in a certain way, or, you know what I mean? I just don't think it was a good choice to make. But I know that now, so it's calm.
No, I mean, especially if
we
our
all make
social media,
mistakes. You know what I mean?
Like, especially our social media is like, if you say just one wrong thing, it could just come out so bad.
Yeah. I've never said anything major or stupid like that. But I just think I've voiced opinions that maybe, like, I don't think people needed to really, like, I was trying to push agendas or push opinions on people. I think it's not the right thing.
So what would you say, what's next for Amplify? Have you got any new releases, any events you want to plug? I want to know the full details.
Okay, what's next? You know what, there's quite a few things going on. Is that me vibrating? There's quite a few things going on. Obviously there's loads of music. You know what it is, I've just come off tour, innit? So I've built so many tunes for the tour, and like so many exclusive and things like that, and I've just got all this music sat there, and it's like, right, I need to home this, do that. So that's what I'm doing at the minute, just homing all these tunes, because everyone's like, I want this tune, I want that tune, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's just homing all the tunes. I've got a few, like, big meetings in progress, which could like, I can't talk about those yet, because obviously they're not
understandable.
But it's like but it's like, if those things go in place, I think it's going to be a very exciting next chapter. Do you know what I mean? And just loads of shows. Like, as soon as I come off tour, I think I position myself, you know, I headlined a load of these massive shows, and they sold out. Like, every single show sold out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I think I've proved myself a little bit in a way that, like, I can do this, and I can be this bigger artist and stuff like that. So it's taken me to the next level. Yeah. So I've come off tour, and, like, agents, like, the phone's blowing up. Do you know what I mean? There's so many bookings, big positions, stuff like that. Tours abroad, do you know what I mean? So it's going to be an exciting few months. I've not really said anything specific there, but it's like, I think there's going to be big shows, unheard sets, do you know what I mean? I've got loads of music in the works as well. But yeah, it's just non-stop at the minute, if I'm honest.
I mean, you like to be busy, clearly.
Yeah. I like to do like, if like my agent goes, "You sure you want to do 4 shows in one night?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do that."
4 shows in one night.
It's hectic, and it does take its toll on you. But
yeah, I bet
it's sick. Do you know what I mean? I like meeting the ravers and stuff like that. I get in the rave, and you know what I mean. People know me like that. I just get in the rave and chat to them. I like meeting all my supporters and stuff like that. So when the more places I go, the more people I get to meet. You know what I mean? I like going to different places as well. But yeah, it's a mad life. But
yeah, no. I remember the first time I met you. I met you at Scala last year.
Oh yeah.
Being friends.
Yeah,
I can't remember what room it was, but it was the very top one. It was so hot in there.
Yeah.
But you were just in the crowd, and all my mates were just like absolutely mental. It was like, what is he doing here? Like, it was sick.
Yeah, just getting the rave. Yeah, them stairs in Scala are mad.
Oh, don't it? It's mental. I don't mind Scala. But it gets a bit hot sometimes. But
yeah.
But so how did the tour go? I mean, obviously, it looked mental.
Yeah.
Like, what was your favourite part of the tour?
I think...
Or was there too many to name?
You know what? No, it was sick. It was amazing. Like, it was like all these people are here to see me, if not me and my friends, you get it? So it's like, this it was sick. And the vibe in there was special, do you know what I mean? I've been to a lot of raves, obviously played at a lot of raves, but the vibe in there was different. It was like... Yeah, it was mad, and I think people really enjoyed it, and I connected with a lot more people. Maybe people that didn't know me, they come and saw what I was about as well, which is sick. But yeah, the first tour date in Birmingham, that was special, do you know what I mean? Like, I come sort of like, I was in the back, you know what I mean? And then I come out and like, it was like ramp to the back, and all the lights and everything, I'm mad in Lab 11 and stuff like that, and people was ready, do you know what I mean? I could just tell they was ready for me. And I went in and I had special guests. Dreps smashed it. JK come out. Do you know what I mean? It was just mad. But yeah, that was definitely that's probably one of my favourite shows I've ever done. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was definitely a big highlight point. When I come out on that, I was like, I walked off stage and I was like, it did go really well, because there's always this stress of like, oh, is this like special guest going to come out at the right time? And you know what I mean? There's a lot of things to program, and obviously, like I was very involved in the whole promotion of it. Do you know what I mean? I was very hands-on with the tour. Do you know what I'm saying? So I was like stressed about all the artists and things like that. Do you know what I mean? Whereas maybe like sometimes when some people do a tour and a match, come out and do their set and that's it. You know what I'm saying? But because I don't have a manager and stuff like that, like I deal with a lot of things myself. And but yeah, it was.
I mean, yeah, that's even more impressive. Like doing it by yourself as well. Like, I think all the people who are watching this, although it's going to go like Amplify Friends Tour, it's mental. Yeah, like, honestly, you smashed it. So congrats on that.
It was sick.
Only more to come, really. I mean, I'm excited. I bet others are excited as well.
No, it was a sick experience, and I think a lot of people enjoyed it, including me. Like, obviously, there's stress in the background that people don't see, but I think it was worth it. Like, when I think back to that, I don't even think about those stresses now. At the time, it was everything in the world, but like now, it's like that was sick. Like I was thinking, oh no, people ain't gonna like this because of that, or someone didn't turn up or whatever. And it's like, it was sick, and the feedback was sick. I didn't really have any bad feedback, to be fair. That stands out. But I remember coming off set at that first one, and I was like, I actually feel like more of an artist now. Do you know what I mean? It was a sick feeling. So yeah.
I mean, you definitely proved yourself with that. Like,
I was gassed. I was gassed.
No, I bet. So like, what would be one tip you'd give to like upcoming DJs, producers? What would it be?
One tip I would give is like, that's a big part of probably why I'm in the position I'm in my opinion, is like, just be yourself.
Oh,
be
100%.
Unique.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Be unique. Just have your own, like, people know when, if someone plays my tune, I don't even have to be there, yeah? Someone plays my tune or whatever, people know it's me. You know what I'm saying? It's unique to me. Like,
exactly.
No one's really doing the same thing I'm doing. I'm not doing the same thing that anyone else is doing. Maybe there's some similar bits, but most of the time people are like, yo, that's Ampy's new tune, or, you know what I'm saying? They know it's me. I've got my own identity in the scene, and trust me, it's a sick feeling. It's better than just, you copied this, or you sounded like this, and you got there, or you got in a nice position. It's like, that's not really rewarding. Not for me anyway. Like, I like to be like, I've formulated this sound and people like it, and that's my thing. Like, that's what I bring to the night. There's 20 people on the lineup, but you know, when you see me, that's what you're going to get. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, totally agree with that. I can't lie. But so what has been like your favourite place to play, like so far, venue wise? You can name a few.
Okay.
Because there's quite a few.
There's quite a few. But, you know what? Lab 11, like for me, that's always that. I've done some of my biggest sets there, and like key parts to my come up. Do you know what I mean? Shouts to DnB Collective, because they was the first people to put me in there. Probably booked me every time since. But yeah, that club, like I built a good fan base in there. Do you know what I mean? When I did my show there, I've done two shows in there. Did my birthday bash sort of thing in there, and I did obviously first tour date was in there, and the last tour date was in there for the Invasion. But yeah, I've built a sick fan base in there. They turn up for me, do you know what I mean? And it's a sick crowd. Like if you go in there, if you go in there, you know why people rave about that club. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's a different vibe. People just go nuts. You know what I mean? But yeah, Lab 11's definitely up there. Rock City did that set of bass.
Oh, Rock City's such a cool venue. I haven't been Lab 11 myself, but I do plan to go. But
yeah, I definitely recommend it.
I need more events there.
Yeah,
because I do love it.
When I did that set of bass layers, like that's one of my favourite sets. You know what I mean? That was special. Like when we walked in there, everyone's going, "Oh, he slips," before he's even on the decks. You know what I mean?
Was that the 360?
Yeah.
I remember.
It was like that. You could just feel this vibe in the room, and it was like. And then when we played the first tune, everyone, it was mad. Like it's probably the loudest crowd I've ever heard. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's got to be in there for that. Obviously, it's local as well. Warehouse Project, that's a big one.
Oh, Warehouse Project's such a cool venue.
Yeah, I do like the drum sheds as well. Yeah. But Warehouse Project, I've had a special moment in there as well. Do you know what I mean? But yeah. There's so many sick venues about.
Oh yeah, there is. I mean, I haven't missed a drum shed yet. I've been to Warehouse Project like 3 times myself. Yeah. And then there's another event, Worried About Henry, coming up for Warehouse Project. I can't wait to go back.
Yeah.
So excited for that. So obviously you've been back to back with bass layers. Who's like the funniest back to back you've had?
Funniest back to back?
Yeah. Where like, I don't know, you just had banter while you're doing it. Or like something's gone wrong, but you're just like calm, you're getting on with it.
Yeah, I don't know, you know, like when I do my back-to-backs with like all my lot on Gradient, which is the label, like we have a laugh, do you know what I mean? It's just like we mix when we've had pre-drinks, or you know what I mean, or we've had to all go somewhere and we've been at a yard, or we go pirate or something like that. It's just like that. Do you know what I mean? But you're doing it live and everyone's loving it. Yeah. So yeah, it's fun when we go back to back. It's fun when I go back to back with Profile as well.
Oh yeah, because
we've been knowing each other he's known me from the start, do you know what I mean?
Oh really?
So, yeah, so it's vibes like when we go back to back these days. And yeah, bass layers as well, like that one's just that's just the vibe.
That back to back always goes off. I don't care. Like
that's just the vibe. Like we're actually mates. We go on holiday together.
Oh really?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh wow, that's sick.
Yeah. Like we've been away together and we always do stuff together, do you know what I mean? Like when they're filming a music video, I'll go down even if it's nothing to do with me, and just, do you know what I mean?
Oh no,
just
that's
be there
nice,
for a bit of vibe. And and they do loads for me as well, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, very supportive because they're local to me, and it's like my parents live miles away, so it's like they've sort of took on the role in a way.
Oh no, that's really nice.
They all help me out, do you know what I'm saying? Even with like personal things and stuff like that. So yeah, they're sick.
Yeah, no, they are sick.
You know
so what about dream back to back? Someone you haven't been with?
I don't know, you know. I feel like I've done all the ones I want to do, but there'll definitely be sick ones. You know what I mean? Like, I've done I did do one with Boo, like on this on a boat party in Prague once. This was ages ago. Do you know what I mean? When we was both a lot smaller than we are now.
Yeah,
and that was a vibe. I'd definitely do that again. I don't know, you know. I'd like to go back to back with Ti.
Oh
yeah, Ti. He's a don. He's sick as well. I love his beats. Trying to think of ones I ain't done yet.
I've done quite a few.
Yeah, I've done quite a few.
Well, we can go on to one like you'd want to repeat. So obviously it'd probably be the Boo one, wouldn't it?
That'd be a sick one to do again. Who else, man? It'd be sick to do like you know, like me and Sota, obviously, when we was early on. We did like Printworks and E1 and stuff like that. We did quite a lot of back-to-backs. We went on tour in New Zealand together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be sick to like, maybe not just yet, but after a little while, you know, do a little back-to-back again and just sort of like, it would be mad because I feel like we've both leveled up so much. You know what I mean? He's killing it right now, absolutely smashing it. And like to come back together and just do a mad set. Like, so we know how to back-to-back. We've done so many, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I think that would be sick to just do that
I
again.
think that would be a special.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I'd love to see that.
Yeah,
but hopefully it happens.
Because
I'll make sure I'm there. But so what about like favourite festival appearance so far? We can just do this year.
Okay.
So far where you've been, or one you're looking forward to?
Favourite festival? You know what? I did an Ass Festival, which obviously ain't going anymore, unfortunately, because I've been there like 7 times. But I did an Ass Festival on the Fatty's Yard stage, and that one always sticks out. People still hit me up about that now. Do you know what I mean? It was just like I was on my own, no MC. Obviously I like having an MC, but it was just like on this massive rig, like it was on the electrical stack. Do you know what I mean? And it was just special. Do you know what I'm saying? I wanted to play there for so long to get to do that, and I was clashing Wu-Tang Clan, and I still had a crowd. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, impressive.
So I was like, yeah, this is gas, because I was a bit worried about that. But that was a big one. What else have I done? I did the Boomtown Street Party a few years ago. That was on electrical as well. That was special.
I bet that was
did
nuts,
a lot for me. That did a lot. I am looking forward to the DnB Allstars Festival this year. Last year was really, really good as well. I think it was last year.
Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah, last
September,
year.
Yeah, I went to that one.
That's probably one of the best drum and bass festivals I've been. Do you know what I mean? In like 9 years of raving. So yeah, they smashed it last year, and I'm sure they're going to smash it this year.
Oh,
so,
it's going to be even bigger this year. This year's going to be nuts.
Last year was just on point. Like, sound was on point. The stages were on point. Like, the Raves were on point. Do you know what I mean? It was just, it was just a sick day. So, I'm gassed for that this year.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a big one. I can't wait as well. But,
yeah.
So, what is one thing you love about the raves you perform at?
The energy, I think.
Energy is the big one. Yeah,
energy is the big one. Yeah, the ravers are just sick. Like, I can go out in the crowd and just enjoy myself and be around them, be around all the ravers, and like I feel like whatever sort of crowd I attract, they seem to all just be safe and get along, and no one's ever rude or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? It's just a sick bunch of people, and like. They seem to like my tunes.
It must be cool just to meet people who rate you like that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I've always got time for the supporters. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a big part of my thing, I think. So it's just like, at the end of the day, I wouldn't be in the job if they weren't buying my tunes and coming to the rave. So it's like, I like getting amongst it with them, and just they seem to enjoy it as well. No. You know what I mean? And they love it. They love it.
No, great answer, to be fair. I mean, I bet a lot of people respect that. Yeah. So who would you say is smashing it the most in the scene at the minute?
Smashing it the most?
It could be an upcomer, it could be someone who's already well known. Just like, who do you think is doing the best right now, really? It's a hard one.
Yeah, I'd have to say Headache, to be fair. Like, I think it's pretty obvious that he's absolutely smashing it. He done Wembley, you know what I mean? I just watched his set at Bass Fest on Sunday, smashed it. He's getting massive crowds, do you know what I mean? He's going to America, selling stuff out over there, which for me is a bit unheard of. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Definitely, yeah.
Because when I was probably starting to mix, starting to know what I was going on about and stuff like that, I don't like drum and bass was in the States, but it wasn't big. Do you know what I mean? And to go out there and start selling stuff out, and he's doing these massive tunes. He's doing a lot. I think he's pushing the boundaries of the music, which is like sick, and it's good for all of us, especially ones that are like starting to come through a lot more. Do you know what I mean? And it's opening up doors for us as well. So it's 100%, like I'm just like, keep going, mate.
You know keep going. I mean? It's helping everyone out at the end of the day.
You're helping the whole scene out. No matter what anyone says about him, he is smashing it for the whole scene, especially for the artists and stuff like that. And he's bringing more people to drum and bass, which makes it bigger and better. And it's
only going to get bigger and bigger from here.
You know what I'm saying? People moan about it, but why wouldn't we want that? That's what we wanted to do. We don't just want to like be in this little guarded bubble that's over there somewhere. Like, as much as it is sick, and it's always been sick, and we've always loved it, I'm like, right, cool. Now you're learning about my little secret that I've got drum and bass over here. Do you know what I mean? But I'd definitely say Headaches. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's fair enough. So what would you say your normal routine is, like on a day of a rave, like just from waking up?
Day of a rave. I did actually do a TikTok on that.
Oh, did you?
yeah,
okay.
But I'll say it anyway. Yeah. I'll say like, it's never normally this. It's not always the same, but like, I normally get up. I'll have my breakfast. Go calf, have my breakfast. That's important, I think. This is normally on like a Friday, and then I'll go and get my trim. get my trim every week.
Love that.
And then go to the gym, and then I get back home, sort all my tunes out, stuff like that, make sure I've got some new music, hopefully try and, like, I normally finish a tune on like Thursday, Fridays. Earlier in the week, I'm just like getting back into like, just have mad weekends all the time. So yeah, but yeah, I try and just finish some music, then I just go on the road, do my show, come back, probably get back at stupid o'clock in the morning, and do it again the next day. You know what I mean? And then yeah, sometimes traveling back on Sundays even. But yeah, it's a hectic day. Like, I know on a Friday is a bit of a write-off. Do you know what I mean? It's just like bam, 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 bam. Then I'm going to my show, and the whole day you're just thinking about your show later on. It's weird. It's like you can't get out of your head because you know you're playing out later, and you know you got to get there and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's a sick lifestyle. To be fair, it is a lot. Like for me, it's like it looks amazing. Oh, you just see someone for an hour a week or whatever, or wherever you see them, but it's like for me, my job is like every day. You know what I mean? There's no days off. Regardless, it might not be the most, you know what I mean? I might not be sat in the studio every day or driving miles to go to a show, but I'm doing something. I'm on the phone talking about this and that, sorting out this collab, sorting out this booking. It's like, it's
always busy.
It's
always
literally
busy,
become, for me, it's like I say this, I've said this a few times, but it's like, you have to really love it because it does become your life. And you know what I mean? You can't go to birthday parties, you can't go to this and that because you need to be here on the weekend, there on the weekend. You're giving up every weekend, and then in the week you've got to make music, social media. It's become a lot more demanding, in my opinion. I can't speak from experience, but for me now, it's like you've got to be an influencer. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
TikTok, all
like,
this
especially
other
with the TikTok, like social media's just blowing out like mental. Like if you're not doing the right PR,
you have to be all these things now to be an artist. I feel like there was a point maybe where you could be a sick DJ and a sick producer and sort of just do that. Like social media wasn't really that massive back then. But now it's like you have to do all these things. You got to be in a video or go and do this for your release and go and do that for your release. But yeah, it's a mad lifestyle. It literally takes over your whole life. But
I mean, it sounds like you don't really get a day off.
No, I don't complain though. Like I do complain. I'll moan sometimes or whatever, but
that's understandable. Like we're human in a day. Like, if you're busy all the time, just got to make sure you're taking at least like a bit of time off so you can stay collected.
Yeah, I try and have like a little couple holidays a year. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, we get to go away and that, but it's like you've still got to be places. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not just like you get to chill. But yeah, I just have a couple like no phone holidays, I call them, and just fucking throw my phone in the bin or whatever.
Yeah. Oh well. So obviously we've got an event coming up in Essex. Obviously I work for Spangled. Yeah. I'm just saying, are you excited to be down in Essex and doing a rave? I mean, I don't really see a lot of big DJs coming down to Essex and just doing raves. So I'm really, really excited for you. I'm just wondering if you are as well.
Yeah, I'm gassed. I think it's me, Slips and Bomber, right?
Yeah.
It's
gonna be mental.
Gassed. It's always nice to go somewhere new and just see what the vibe is and stuff like that, because you never really know, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I always like to just bring my music to other places and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gassed for it. I'm hoping people turn up for us. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go in. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know I definitely will be going absolutely mental. So I cannot wait. It's going to be sick. But so we're coming to the end of the podcast. Just wondering, what is your opinion on just the studio? Obviously, you've just done the set and everything, done the podcast now. What do you think of the place?
Yeah, you know what? It's proper smart and professional. It's kitted out, clean. You got your aircon in there, do you know what I'm saying? It's hot outside. But yeah, no, it's wicked. Like, I'll be honest, I didn't really know about it. I did know about it, but I didn't know it was here. It was like one of them, like, I've got some mates who live in like Tollsbury and near Braintree and stuff like that, and they've been here before, but I was like, didn't know it was here till I come here, and I was like, oh, I'm going down near your ways. Did you know the studio was there? Do you know what I mean? And I was like, oh yeah, we've been there loads of times, do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, it's sick. It's clean in here. You don't really get these many like podcasts that sort of look like this in drum and bass, and you know what I'm saying? So it's sick to have this going on. That's why I was like, yeah, I'll drive all the way down here for this. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, sick space.
Yeah, no, I think people are going to be really excited to watch this and just dive into your life.
Hopefully, we rambling.
because like, you know, like some people, they just don't really get to know like what the DJ is, like how he is, and like in person and stuff. We just see you performing, and that's it.
I hear that.
But yeah, I mean, well, thank you for coming down. I think we really appreciate it. Hope you had fun and everything.
Yeah, man, it was wicked.
That's everything. We'll see you in the next episode.